All right, so you can still hear me fine, right?
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry I just killed like 20 minutes. I guess we should go to your F sharp code, huh?
Uh, yeah, if you want to, you could talk about whatever too. I'm in the middle of trying to figure out how to download a file because so admin a code, you have like this input file every day, and so I'm trying to just make it so I don't have to download it, drop it in the browser, and the file just downloads it automatically. But I'm getting stuck on just syntactical things.
Okay,
Um,
let's check it out. I'm
but
eating shrimp for breakfast. I feel like I'm at a resort right now.
yeah, I could show you too from yesterday, and you could tell me what I could have done better here. Screen two.
I
Okay.
went my whole life for like maybe the first 25 years not being able to eat shrimp. And then once I realized that I could eat it, it's like a delicacy to me.
Were you afraid you were allergic to it, or just weirded
Yeah,
out by it? Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
because I'm allergic to fish.
Oh, weird. Interesting.
And I was at a Kentucky Derby party back in rural like Ohio, and someone offered to try some shrimp, and if I had a reaction, they'll drive me to ER. And I was like, all right,
And now you're
my
just
life my
going
life
down.
has changed forever.
You tried crab and all those things too, then?
Yeah, lobster, crab. So I can eat shellfish. I just can't eat fish
Hmm,
like gills.
interesting. Like like all fish, freshwater and sea fish, or like what did you
Um,
try that you had a reaction to?
Definitely freshwater. What is fish sticks specific to a certain type of
Yeah, fish sticks is
fish?
usually like cod or halibut or something, some sort of like commercial ocean fish.
Okay. Isn't perch like freshwater?
Perch is freshwater, yeah, for the most part. I don't know if there's ocean perch, but yeah,
I assume both.
yeah.
Um, do you think freshwater fish can crossbreed with saltwater fish?
No, but
I
I
mean,
think
like
that
in the lab?
oh maybe I don't know because there's like freshwater salmon and then there's ocean salmon and there's freshwater like trout and are there ocean trout? No, maybe there's not. I know salmon are both freshwater and ocean, so I don't know. Maybe I have really no idea.
I got two more shrimps left. Is shrimps plural or is it just shrimp?
I think shrimp is plural by itself. I don't think you say shrimps unless you're talking about a group of short people. Look at those shrimps. No, just kidding.
One more, and then I'm hands free. This plate cost me. This platter cost me $30. All right. So
Breakfast shrimp. So yesterday's puzzle was basically like you've got um, these represent. Oh God, what do they represent? I'm just totally blanking now on what yesterday's puzzle was. Just go look at the site again.
I think
Um,
I think you have to wrap your thing in a sink block.
oh, it's calories. So these are like yesterday's. These were like how many calories of food that these elves were able to capture, and you're looking for the top um, who like collected the most, like which uh, what was the most calories collected by any singular elf. So it's basically basically a group into chunks like this, sum it, and then take the maximum from that collection. So how I solve that is basically I was trying to. This is the part I'm really just confused because this seemed to be okay. just get the max out of the sequence. And I don't know if sequence is right here or if that's idiomatic or what, because I noticed you could do something like in some cases you could put other things here, but is sequence like the right thing? Is that what you use
Do you
primarily?
have two monitors up?
Yeah.
Oh, oops, crap! I'm looking at my own Visual Studio. That's why. I'm
Oh.
like,
Yeah, just look at the StreamYard thing. But the
yeah. For
so
some reason, I had Beach Delivery up. Mm, okay, I'm looking at your screen now. Yeah, that confused me. Okay, so yeah, I think you got to wrap. I think you got to
oh, for
wrap
this down here.
your let into a sync block. It's been a while since I wrote F sharp code, but
Yeah, I'll come back to this one. Maybe you can help me understand if this up here is at all like how I could have done
all
this
right. So
better.
so where did you want me to start with?
This up here. So here's the thing. Now that you can see, so the deal was is you have an input file like this, and these
Okay.
represent calories. And then what you did is you're trying to group them into these chunks, sum the group, and then find the maximum. Is basically so how I did that
Group them
was
into chunks. Okay.
yeah. So what
So
I did is
there's an actual function called I think it's called chunk by or something like that.
yeah, but you need to have a key off of that. So what I did is I used to do the chunking. What I did is basically the algorithm I did was start at the top, go line by line, basically keep adding the numbers, and then once I reach a blank line or um, then that tells me to take the sum at this point in time and then add it to a collection and then or put it into a list and then reset the counter to 0 and then add up, go down, basically add to the list, reset the counter to 0, and then just keep doing that until I reach the bottom. Then I add the last one in, and then from there I have a sequence of all the total summed calories, and then I can just take the maximum from there. And then the second half is to just find the top 3 and sum them. So that was pretty simple too. So I'm like, other than is sequence the right thing to use, I think I'm pretty confident on this part. It just this feels like it could have been done easier, but I'm not entirely sure. Um, like it seems like it'd be almost well, maybe not better in C sharp, but what I do have here is I've got a tuple that it contains like my accumulator, um, so which is the list and then like the initial value, and then here's the input file, um, all the lines from the input file. What I'm doing is folding that where I don't know why it chose L here, but here's your list. Here's the like summed value, and then here's the current value. So I'm saying, okay, if I've reached that breakpoint like this, where it's null or white space or empty or whatever, then and this part seemed like it should be easier too. Like then concatenate the current sum, which I should have just named like sum, um, to that list, basically attach it on the end and then reset the sum back to 0. Otherwise, just keep the list the same and then take the sum and add the parsed value of the integer value of the current like line. And then then I had to do is say, this is what I did to like tack the final sum onto the end of the list. Just here, is there a way to concatenate just a single element rather than make it a list that then you can tack on the end? Like, is there an
Yeah,
equivalent of a fast
yeah.
append?
It's a list where you just add a head to it instead of a tail.
Well, how do you add a tail to the list? Just
Well,
because it should be here. Yeah.
yeah. So you can concatenate lists. I thought using the at sign.
Yeah, that's here. So I have
Okay.
the list here, and then I create a list with the
So
single element, and then I concatenate it.
okay. Your question was how do you add a tail to a head?
Yeah, without creating like, do you create an like? Because I just wrapped this in a list, and then I concatenated the two lists. But really, this is just appending a single item to the end.
If you want to add a tail, you would have like x colon. You would have like h colon colon tail, or you. I mean that's one way. H stands for head, right? If that was your symbol name or variable name, it's not really a variable name, a value name.
So if you had
It's so
let
hard. It's so hard for me to try to verbalize this without typing it because my muscle memory plays a huge role. But
you had this, and you're trying to put 4 at the end of li, what would you do?
I don't think you put commas in there. But okay, I thought it was semicolons.
What to do space?
Well, you can do line feeds.
Oh, what's the difference between a comma and a
Well,
space?
I didn't know that it allowed commas. That's all.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I
can you
didn't know it
hover?
allowed semicolons.
Yeah, can you hover over the li or the list thing with
With
commas?
commas.
Yeah,
See if it's a different type. Oh,
yeah, that's a tuple.
oh, interesting. Okay, so if you're doing a list, it's okay. That's
Yeah,
interesting. Or you could do, what's the range? You can do like something like that, right?
yeah,
One
yeah.
to three.
That would probably be preferred.
But if
Um,
you're if you're
and-
trying to make li2 that has 4 at the end of it, you would say li. I mean, it would just be like +4, or like,
that has four at the end of it.
yeah. So li is
You,
currently 1 to 3, and you're trying to put
you,
a 4. So I know this works.
so one option is you wrap four in brackets and you use the at sign.
Yeah,
Um,
and this is what I did
I mean
down
because
here.
four is a tail, right?
Yeah,
It's not a node, it's a tail. If you want to put it at the end of a list, it's a tail. No matter how much you want to treat it as a head and put it at the back of the
yeah.
list, it's a tail.
You could do this though too, where it's you put, if you wanted to go at the front. But yeah, I get the tail thing.
Yeah. If you wanted to put it at the front, then you would have four colon colon li.
Okay, so that would create a list with, okay. So, but can you do the opposite like this?
No, for whenever you have something at the back, it is a tail.
Okay,
Period. There's no getting around that.
gotcha. Okay. So actually, because I don't actually need to know the sequence doesn't matter here. What I could do instead of doing
Hold on.
this, I could have done
Let me show you some other things. All right.
like that.
Um, you what you could do is like put a line feed
Right here.
anywhere. Like
Or
I'm just trying to show you an example. And so you can say like you can say let whatever equals and then li and then you can do colon colon uh whatever value like 1 2 whatever value you want to put and then you could do colon colon 2 colon colon 3 etc. That's interesting. You could pattern match doing that. It looks like that should work. Yeah, the tail part is always at the end. Yeah.
mhm. Okay. So you can. This is how you can concatenate or prepend. So you're always adding to a head, and the only way
Yes.
to really put it at the end is to concatenate two lists.
The only way to put it at the end is treat that one value as a list,
as a
meaning
list.
that you have to add syntactic ceremony to it.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
here's something else. And again, like if this were a year and a half ago when I was going full throttle on beach delivery, like I would be more helpful, more on point. But like I've been writing C# code and drawing UML diagrams for like the last year and a half.
Oh, fun.
So also take into consideration pattern matching.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't have the solution in my head, but there may be an option with emphasis on may on using pattern matching um, instead of the the current syntax that you have. So so in theory, you can say in theory you can take the strings that have a whole bunch of line feeds from your file.read all lines.
Hmm.
I don't have all this in my head. But in theory you can have a pattern matching construct that could also assemble the end result. I could be wrong. The syntax that you have may be more terse than the pattern matching solution.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I was wondering. Is there a way to do a match where, like, do you actually use is null or white space a lot in F sharp? It seems like there's alternatives in C sharp now, but
The the short answer is you say is null or white space. I mean, I
like this, I
I
feel
think
like
that
this
I think
whole
that's
line would be better, like simpler in C sharp, other than maybe the int parsing here.
well, and
Like I
I think
feel,
it's
and I
I
mean
think it's
another,
fine, but you can also replace that with a pattern match construct in there
yeah. So what's the what? So the pattern matching
for cur.
for current. So basically,
Would
like match
it would
current.
be
If
it
it's
would
a number, then do this everything
yeah.
else.
So comment in front of the if statement.
Here we'll do this. Okay. So and then
And do you care about all of the values in here, or you only care about? Well, it sounds like you do care about cur, sum, and l, right? You care about all the symbols that are in there, right? Because if you don't care, you can just use underscore as a
underscore.
wildcard.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
we do. So it's
Okay. So
so
then put C, and then put pipe operator, and then put
that.
the
Okay.
word function, and then under that put in your pipes.
Put in your pipes.
Yeah. So enter or carriage return. Tab 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 all the way to the second C. Space.
Here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Put a pipe. Yeah, it's fine. Put a pipe. Oh, I'm sorry. What do you call it? Without the angle.
Pipe.
Yeah, that. What do you call that character?
That's a pipe. I was
All right. So
thinking this was a pipe, but I didn't know that pipe they had. Yeah.
yeah, I use it interchangeably. I don't know what the feed operator. I call it pipe operator, the one above. But
Yeah.
anyways. All right. So I think you want to tab that over to function.
Get the start a function like here.
Okay. And so then from there, you want to say, give me 1 second. You can say C and then when, and then when C dot is null or white space, is that it? Or you have to use this, or C pipe. No. Go back. Go back. Get rid of, yeah, C and then pipe operator or pipe into. And then you can say string dot is null or white space. Looks like you have to cap the string part.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Um, and then you would put. Why does this still look?
Yeah,
I
what's
have.
the? So I'd assume you could do. Okay, so if you did
Yeah, my
that, it
memory
would
is my memory is blurry, but
take C and pipes it into it. But then I guess the other thing is, so if it's
no, but like if you could use pattern match. I'm trying to remember. What do you put at the end of this? Um, is it an arrow sign? Go to the end of the line and then do an arrow. Dash arrow.
oh, so what's the difference between?
Basically, all right. Get rid of the C, pipe into, and just wrap. Use the normal syntax that you were using before. You should be able to do it both ways, but again, like my memory is foggy about F sharp syntax.
Yeah. Well, what's the deal here with function versus fun here? Like,
Function is it's a what do you call it?
oh,
It's a shortcut to using the full ceremony of match C with and then doing the pipes underneath.
and what's the pipe here for then?
That is your uh, that basically is the syntax for what you want to match on in regards to patterns.
Okay, so this is a pattern matching type thing. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Like and so like if you were to do a line feed after that expression, you would have another pipe for, or you could do uh, yeah, for right
All right.
now, just I don't know why that doesn't work, but just use your normal syntax. So instead of saying C pipes into, just say string dot yeah, wrap that in. Is null or white space within parentheses? Put C. Does that complain about anything? It doesn't look like it, and I'm not sure why.
Should so fun is a one
No, you
is
can't
like
say fun. You
this.
have to say function.
I wonder
Yeah,
why. Like, why does that
they're
different?
I'm sure Don Syme put a lot of thought into that.
Use it as a
There,
shorter alternative to the fun
fun.
keyword and match
No,
expression. Oh,
no,
and match expression. So it's function with match expression. Oh, interesting.
yeah.
Pattern match on a single argument. So
And in theory, like you could delete the parentheses and just have C with a space in between, and that should also um, work too. No. That delete that, undo that. Go to yeah, delete the parentheses in there and just have a space. Yeah, you could do that. I'm not sure why the original syntax that I gave you uh, didn't work.
so really what I want to do is say first is if this matches if this is int parsable, then just the outcome is really to so does this work where you're basically kind of like doing a single argument that comes in, you're piping C into this function, which does a match. So it's kind of like doing a single argument into a function with a switch statement, a switch match
So
in
so
C sharp.
yeah, so yes. So go revert back to the original and say not, and then you can do a backwards pipe operator, string dot is null or white space. No,
Oh,
before. So yeah, on the left of that, say not, no, spelled
oh,
not, and then backwards pipe operator. In theory, that should work, and it doesn't. So replace that, just say not, and then within parentheses, the string dot is null or white space.
is it fine to just type that like that?
I don't think it is, but I don't think it is, but
Does it
it
depend on the
doesn't look
order of
like it.
operations?
Yeah. Okay. So then do another pipe operator or pipe below it, and then just do wildcard or underscore, and then your arrow, and then you can that's one way of doing it. But it sounds like as soon as I said that, that's not what you want. You want the values instead of the wild card, right? Of everything else.
Yeah, yeah. So it's so basically it's if it's an int, then add to sum. So it's like you're decoding commands
Yeah.
here. Like we could do a
So
map where we just decode it or
yeah,
put it into a mapping first, but if it's
yeah. So I think the wild card is still fine because it still has a reference to the lambda above it, and so you can still use C after the arrow. At least you should be able to.
okay, say that again.
Okay. So one is we have to like close these expressions with something.
Yeah, yeah. So this one would have been so if it's not that case that is, then I would have to take the value. Basically, I'd have to in parse it and then return. Um,
The sum.
yeah, so that is this case right here. So it's converted to an integer, which I could have done up front. I could have actually converted everything to an int and then like coded the the white space ones to something to say like, hey, put complete this operation or whatever. But yeah, so I mean this is what I needed to map to, but I don't know how you would do the you want it like that. But I don't know how you do this call to the int here. And then is this C? Is the C still available? Would that work?
You're trying to cast to an int now. Oh, C is a that's what value is C
C is a well, okay, so
or what
this
type is C?
C right here is a string. It's coming in,
Okay,
right?
okay, okay.
So the string gets piped into this function, which I'm assuming what we're doing is we're trying to map it to either a tuple that contains the original list plus some new updated sum, or
I don't think you can say int and then put push a string into. I think you got to say int dot parse, right?
no, this is a shortcut. It looks like it's
Okay,
for int.parse. It is a function. It takes an int and then returns it converts it to an int.
okay.
So this works. Yes, this works. But I wonder is this so in this case where it is that then what I do is I add L or I add S to the or sorry sum. I changed it to S. That's why this is. I add that to the list and then I reset this to 0. So I mean,
And so
that work? Like I don't see any. It's not screaming about anything.
it looks like it's fine. So then, like, you could play around with the visual of it. So then you can, where you have pipe into function, if you wanted to, you can put that on a separate line if you wanted to, or you can refactor it into its own method if it looks too cryptic.
Well, this is broken though. So
So
hmm. So what getting assigned back to this isn't working. But hmm.
say, hold up for 1 second. So let input equal, and
Hey
then this is,
gambler, sorry we didn't acknowledge you yet.
oh yeah, I have my thing way up there. Yeah, well, do you know F sharp? I didn't even look at my thing. Hold up, where's he at? Oh, yeah, Sean decided to dive into F sharp today.
Yeah, for the advent of code puzzles. So if you know what those are,
When you hover over input, what does it say?
it says unexpected identifier and
Oh,
expression.
you're
So
missing the. You got to close your parentheses.
oh
No, no, from the beginning. Yeah, parenthesis, parenthesis.
Should be closed.
Hold on, is that closed? It is
Yeah,
closed. My bad.
because this is a two.
And then you have your fun at the second line.
Oh, maybe at this fold right here. There we go. Okay, so this is now having trouble. String does not define a field constructor. Oh, stupid me.
Wrap it in parentheses. Oh, what is going on? What?
I wonder if you could just like. I don't know. Okay.
Oh, what does it say? Hold up. Hover over it.
Says indicates whether a specific blah blah blah. The constructor modular namespace is null or white space is undefined. What? Did I misspell it here? No. Hmm.
C is a string, right?
C is a string. Which makes me wonder if you even need to pass it in, pipe it here. Well, oh no, yeah,
You
you
do
do.
because you need
Okay,
a function.
you need it to be a single. Yeah.
Get rid of the not just to try to eliminate things as we troubleshoot. And okay.
Is it because it's trying to? Okay, so it's looking for a constructor. So it's trying to. It's trying to turn this into
No.
a value.
Type in front. That's my bad. Type in front of string. Put C when. C when.
Oh, okay.
I'm so
See
smart.
when not.
You got to put parentheses more likely after the not.
And do this. Otherwise, and I just this is the L. Okay.
Oh,
It looks like it
again,
might be
like a
right.
year and a half ago, I would be a lot quicker to diagnose, but
Yeah, that worked. So cool. But I'm assuming like this gets to be a bit ugly. So actually putting this into a building of like, is it more common to not inline this stuff, but actually just create names like
yeah.
let so what the syntax for this, if you're trying to just capture this mapper here,
So, so copy that, put it on your clipboard.
well, actually, you would have to have this whole thing, I suppose, right here. So you would do LSC equals, and then do this, but it's not a named function at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you got declare a name.
Okay, so it'd be like let, oh, interesting.
Like, can you revert? Can you just undo?
Yeah.
Okay, so put that expression on your clipboard below. Yeah, okay, it's on your clipboard now. Above,
The whole thing with the sequence and all that.
um,
Well, we can rip that out.
no, like just do from C pipe into function, all the stuff.
Okay, I got you. Here to here.
Yeah. Okay. Now above those lines, above. Yeah. Provide your function declaration.
Oh man, what do I even call this?
Just
Like,
let process for now, and we can rename it later. Equals, and then
you have to
we can.
define C here to do that, or
You could do it for right now. There's syntactical ways of removing that.
crap. It's like necessary white
Are you
space stuff.
familiar with Shift Alt and then arrows
Shift
up and down?
Alt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
No.
yeah.
Okay. All right. and
But see, I would
so,
need the SNL here though to actually operate on. So I need these
well,
variables too.
okay, well, you could add that as your parameter values.
Oh yeah, SLC like that.
Okay,
Okay,
and
and
so
then
then you can on line 12 you can say uh s. Give me a second. I wanted to say, yeah, I'm trying to be clever. So when you have C arrow and then
yeah,
C pipe into, you can then just say for right now process and then SLC.
yeah, I put that in
No, no,
the
no
wrong order.
commas,
Oh
no
yeah, that's
commas.
right.
Okay, and
Where's that pissed?
and then what is
Oh,
that?
it's just saying that this is like a reserved thing for.
Okay, so then take the C, delete C at the end, and put it at the beginning and pipe it into process.
Oh, I see.
All right, that's another syntactical way.
Okay, so then you're creating a curried function at that point.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, or is it partial application or currying, or is that the same? I feel like there's a
Uh,
difference, but it
there is a difference. Partial application is when you have you declare a function that really can't be executed until it has other arguments that are realized that are appended to it.
yeah.
And so it's like an example is creating a function called add partial, and I'm not in the right mind to try to explain it because I'm rusty. But it's a partially applied function that needs another argument in order for it to be fulfilled.
Mhm.
Uh, so yeah, now what do we want to rename process three to? What does it do again? The end result is it performs it aggregates, right? That's what a fold is, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch this up because this is annoying me. Yeah, this is yeah, and actually that was something different too because I was looking at reduce, and reduce doesn't let you change the type. So fold is so aggregate in C sharp allows you to change the type or keep the same type. I suppose fold would let you. So fold and aggregate are closer than reduce and aggregate.
I always thought reduce and aggregate
Or
and
maybe
fold are all very, very similar. Honestly don't know the difference between reduce and fold.
so like I tried fold originally, but it doesn't let you specify the output type. Like or sorry, I tried reduce originally, but it doesn't let you. It assumes that your output is the same type as the
Oh, okay.
like the sequence you're processing. Whereas this one, like fold, allowed me to say here, start with an empty list as the other as the accumulator. Well, actually, this whole thing is the accumulator, um, and then go ahead and pass in like this other thing. This is another thing. So I took this double pipe says
I,
take these
I, I
two
have
items from
to.
the
Gambler says, yeah, I did the advent of code
yeah
puzzles so far, but I usually drop out after a few days if the effort
kind
gets
of
too
yeah
big. Yeah, I never tried it before. All right, what were you saying?
yeah. You should try it. It's not. I mean, it's kind of fun. Like
It's too level for me. I like domain modeling stuff. I don't like computer science.
well, it gets like you have to do algorithms and such, but eventually some of this does become modeling. It becomes a modeling exercise because you have to model the various pieces of it. So, like this was yesterday's, and I'm done
And,
with
and,
that.
and there's something that maybe you considered already. If you go back to your code like is very algorithmic, right? Meaning that your code looks like something that someone would write in like C. And I'm not slamming you, but
Sure.
what I am saying is another consideration, given the kata that you're doing, is to domain model that and create like uh, business equations, and that would look completely different than this. These may still be implementation details, but it would read more like a business policy than it would an algorithm.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying. So, and I do that. I did that with some of my Advent of Code stuff from last year.
Okay.
Eventually, because it's like, but actually, let me see if I can find a good example. I know we're kind of at time here, but um, 2021, I did some. Gosh, what did I? I don't actually. I don't probably didn't finish 19. Maybe not. Maybe I did just do it like this the whole time. I know there's some where I actually modeled out like this is the data structure I'm reading in. This is what the data looks like. This is what I'm
Okay.
trying to compute. But
Okay.
now that I'm looking through it, I can't find it. I did do one last year. I rewrote the first one in Elixir for fun. It's actually very F sharp looking, except for you write FN instead of fun. Um, I actually thought it was a little easier to build this out than the F sharp stuff was, but I think maybe at the time I was a little bit more, and I liked that it was called enum.map. So that's the thing. Okay, is sequence the thing that you use for all of your function type stuff, or is it something that sits?
If you wanted to interrupt with C sharp, the answer is yes.
Okay,
Sequence is essentially IEnumerable.
okay, all right. Because I've been trying to figure that out for forever. Like,
Sequence
and
is IEnumerable.
tell me, like, the worst part about doing this is that I cannot, for the life of me, Google how to do anything properly in F sharp. Like, there's like no clear guides to half this. Like, I'm like,
You post it on Stack Overflow and you prepare to get scolded.
no, I don't. But I figured it out. Like, I'm just like, how do I read a line of files or files from the thing? That fucking took me like 30 minutes to find like.
Well, you can still write C sharp syntax. You just leave out the semicolons.
I know I was looking for idiomatic F
Oh,
sharp
okay.
though. Is like I don't want to do this in C sharp in this. I want to do it in idiomatic F sharp. Like how would it like if I was
Yeah.
good at F sharp, how would I write this?
For example, line 11, uh, put cut and put on your clipboard the input.text string.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remove the parentheses. So it's on your clipboard, right? So now
Yeah.
delete the parentheses and all that. Delete all that. Delete.
This here too.
No. Just the input
Oh,
text.
the
Delete.
input text. Okay.
Okay. Now go to the beginning of file and then pipe
Type it
into.
in. So do you generally
So
use
so
the
then
piping?
hold
Like,
up for a second. So
yep.
then what I usually do is on all the other lines, like you use Shift Alt, bring all those other lines next to make sure that they're flush with your top pipe operator that says file read all lines. So
Oh,
tap tap
really?
tap tap tap. Yeah. So that's and then
Ugh, I don't
back.
like
Yeah.
that, man.
And
Oh,
then
I
yeah.
see. I see what
And
you're doing
then
though, because
space.
it's actually like this is the first real piping because I
Yeah.
have a
So
tuple here.
yeah. So I think you could delete the. Oh, you don't like that? Okay.
It's going too far off the edge, man.
Well, that's when you can just put a
But I could do it like this.
separation after the input equal and then put all that on the separate line.
Actually, here's a question for you. Is there a way to, at the end of a sequence like this, assign the output back? Instead of doing let this equal this whole sequence, at the end, say like, hey, push this into the
Yeah,
input var.
you no. You just copy paste the sequence.max pipes into print.function. You just keep going.
No, but I mean, so if I wanted to say do something like what I want to do is something like, oh shit, now it's all
You
fucked up. Oh, but hold on. It's to do this at the end
you,
and
you
say,
you
hey,
could can we
push this
please delete
into
line
A.
13?
I want to
Thank
keep
you.
it, yeah, just for
It's already
reference.
up. It's already in your function, right?
Yeah, I've already pushed this to whatever. So what I want to do is say assign this at the end to a variable, like, and then because I have two branches here, right? I want to take that input and I want to do the first problem, and then I have the second problem. So I need to branch it out into two two different like two different things. Although I could just make these functions and then pipe it into the function return back the sequence, the input at the end. But
You don't want to say let input equal. You're asking, can you make a declaration of a value name at the end instead of at the beginning?
yeah, maybe that's what
I
I'm
don't
asking.
think so.
Like
If I'm understanding you.
yeah, like what I want to do is just say to shove the output of this into like put into input there bar like that, and then be like that.
I don't think so.
Although, like I said, what I could do here is actually just make these functions, right? Let um,
What you could
one
do
equal.
is it could be a anonymous function. I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm not familiar with how to do that. I don't think you can, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay, so if I had something here where I had okay, so right now at the end of this part, what I have is a single sequence, a list of because of the output of this function here. Actually, here's another one for you. Is there any way to so at the output of this, I have a tuple containing a list and this. Actually, you know what I could have just done is done this probably, and then how do I find? How do I know what my? Oh, I would still have to do that. Never mind. Um. Oh no, if I did this, I could do this. Double fold or the double deals. Yeah, I was trying to find a way to make it so I don't have to do this indent like this. Um, why the fuck is that pissed now?
I think you got a tab.
Oh yeah, you do. That's the other thing
Well,
that's a little weird is this whole like put everything at the required white space is
you
just
don't know how many
tripping
times
me
I
up.
spent like half a day because of a tabbing issue.
And you said you like F sharp? What?
I love it now that I mean, obviously, I'm not as good with it as I was when I was going full throttle with it. But I mean, if you want the conversation to go there, F sharp gives me more confidence that there's less things changing behind the scenes. I'm literally, to me, I feel like I'm just taking Legos and snapping things together, and things are more just deterministic.
Yeah, I think I'll get there. Um, I was also trying to figure out some of this async crap before I know
You
we're
got to
getting
wrap it in
pretty
an
done.
async block.
So like this, or what I'm trying to do is say, given a URL and a file path, download what's at the URL and put it in the file path. Like copy down file. That's what I want to do.
Hmm.
Oh, and then I have to.
I think you got to. I'm not confident that you can put async at the end like that.
How do you make
I,
an async
I,
function?
I could be wrong, but I think async needs to be like left of everything else in it within its contents. I could be wrong. No. What I'm saying is, on a new line, add that ceremony.
Right here.
No. Delete the on line 27. Delete the angle bracket or whatever you call that thing, the bracy. Line feed, paste.
Oh, like
Yeah, yeah. Um, and so then was your that complaining about says yeah. So do you have a namespace imported for that? What
yeah. I'm using
cannot be
system net
determined.
HTTP. Actually, can you do like?
Well, you need no.
Oh, interesting.
You got to have a constructor, right? So where's your parentheses? Okay.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, it was different between constructing and in that. These are so small compared. Except okay, send a get request. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Well, we got to figure out why.
Unique overload method get string could not be determined based on the information provided at this point. So I think the
So
problem is that it doesn't know you have possible input. So this is a string type, is what I'm trying to do, and it can't pick between the string type and the
yeah,
URI type.
so go to your parameter
Yeah,
and wrap within parentheses URL and say colon string. No, 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 no. Within the parentheses.
and that should relieve that, I would
I think it's
assume.
supposed to be a lowercase string, but okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that would make sense.
And the same thing with file path. Um, this is something that I think is in your best interest to just be explicit within your function arguments.
Okay, so now it says constraints mismatch. The type task is not compatible with async. So these are tasks.
So is get stream async supposed to be a string URL or is it supposed to be a URI or something? What do you just do?
I made this a task instead of async. So this is C# stuff, right? So this is get stream async. This returns a task.
Oh, no, go back. Well, yeah, that. Thank you for teaching me that. Now, put right there, pipe into.
This right here
No,
at
no,
the
no,
end,
no, 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 no. At line 33,
line 33.
line 33,
Oh, sorry. Yep.
pipe into, and then you could say async dot. Oh, is it a wait task? Yeah, do that. I have to look at my code. Or you could say no, put run as get dot
Sorry.
and run. Yeah, do that. Run synchronously. Uh,
I'm still kind of hung up
I
on
have
why
to
this is mad.
I have to check my notes. But
Yeah.
your testing looks like it works. I just never use that syntax because I usually pipe into something that makes everything
Oh, why is this
happy.
do? Um, wait. What is do? What is the do?
Let me look at my code.
Oh, this needs a string or a stream, which is the data. Actually, no. Hold on. Need pass it to the file, not file path. File path is open here. Okay. This is all happy now. I actually probably don't need this typing. So so in order to type it here, you can't just do like that. You have to you have to surround it by parens. But it's just that this is so uncommon to have to actually type it like that. So then what I can do here is say
There's just
copy
less
down
troubleshooting when you're
file
explicit with
input.
the parameters on a function signature. Why isn't my thing?
So I can do this to like input to or something like that.
My Visual Studio is not launching.
Or no, okay, so this is a task. How would I actually await that then? Or do I?
Hold up for a second. I gotta put power into my machine. All right, what were you saying? Yeah, so
Oh, but then it comes out with a. Is that how you would say do this, wait for it to get done, but then just ignore the result because this is really just doing a. I like this ignore keyword. Just shut up thing.
yeah,
But um,
yeah. Let me see if I can find some examples for. Oh wait.
yeah, I can see
So
how like
I
procking
have.
async await in F# because it's trying to be compatible with C# is really confusing.
Visual Studio is slow.
But theoretically, this should download to input. Well, I'll just try it like that just to see what happens. Make sure it works. Input
So
3.
what
Boom.
happens is
And debug.
your copy down file
Hmm.
it's not it's returning void, right? Or it's returning unit, right?
Oh, I never really like. Well, copy down. Yeah, I mean, I would assume it's returning the result of this, which is a task. Um, then the task gets awaited here, and then this returns a async result. Huh. T is a unit. T is a unit. Okay. But interestingly enough, that didn't download the file, or at least it didn't download the file where I expected it to download. Unless there's like an exception that got garbled up.
So when you wrap in a sync, 1 second.
Or if this gets run at a different like.
Man, I'm like a ancient Egyptian with the hieroglyphics that I wrote years ago. And now my OCD's taking over. I'm looking at my one of my beach delivery solutions, and I
Well, that was
abstracted so much of this
weird.
stuff. Is it working for you?
Well, I don't think so because I'm not getting the actual. Like, I should expect to see like an input 3 file in here somewheres, but I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing my input from yesterday, which I have copied to the output folder. So I'd assume this gets run in the.
So assign it to a. All right. So here's the thing. Your functions. Imagine that your functions that are awaitable, they're waiting to execute,
Yeah,
right? But they're not executing. They're just declarations of code
yeah,
that
yeah.
eventually needs to run. And so when you say pull down,
So this is creating a task with this being the what's executed within the task, right?
I feel like I need to pull down an actual like back end solution.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rather,
I gotta actually probably run here anyways, so I'll figure this out. But
no, just hold up for 1 second. Did you look in Nikeza for like examples?
no, but that'd be a good idea probably. So
Give me like 1 minute. I want to help you. Uh, uh, I'm looking at my courier service. All right, it looks like it's not going to happen in 1 minute. All right, I'll try to send you some details later.
sounds good.
I
All
feel
right,
like
I
I
gotta run.
failed.
No
All right, see
problem,
you.
man.
Bye.
You just gotta work on beach delivery again so you can help me with this crap, or do advent a code so I can
Hey,
copy off of you. You can tell me what I'm doing wrong.
hey Harrison 464. Ignore it gets rid of the squiggly saying that you haven't assigned it to a value in F sharp. All right, yeah, it's highly likely that I'm about to do a strong focus work on beach delivery like very, very soon.
Cool.
So, all right,
All
see you.
right.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
And I am out. I can hang around maybe for another minute or so if you guys want to chat. See you, Gamlor. Harrison 464. Are you still doing mobile development? Are you doing Xamarin specifically, or are you doing native mobile development? I ate like half a plate of shrimp, and I'm still hungry. I'm gonna eat some Cheerios. Working on an IntelliJ plugin at the moment, so I'm working with Ancient Java Swing UI Kit. Xamarin Forms right now. Oh, Gambler is working with IntelliJ, and okay, I didn't know you did mobile Gambler. And then Harrison says Xamarin Forms right now, but I was working for a company doing Xamarin Android. Xamarin Android, to me, this is hella cryptic compared to just doing Xamarin Forms. Like working with activities, intents, and just a lot of ceremony. I feel like I'm a C++ programmer when I'm doing Android development. It's just very low level. So I don't know if that's been your experience when you go back and forth between native development and cross platform. I feel like I failed trying to help Sean with F sharp. I haven't. It's been so long since I wrote F sharp, like doing focus work that I just forget certain syntax. And I'm logging into work now, and both of you are on Twitch. Yeah, likewise, Gambler. Yeah, I get paid today. All right, well, it's been real. I'm taking off. Take care. Bye.